it's a complicated thing, right? Like, how do you get somebody that's not into technology? Because that's what this is ultimately about. It's not just radio. It's about the technology behind the radio aspects and how you do it and the audio, and you got to have kind of a desire for it. It's a complicated subject. And then, you know, some people just go for FT8. What can I say? K3FEF.
Well, I try to live stream like fun radio, you know, and even guys who are hams who wander into the stream, they're like, oh damn, like, you know, like this isn't typical ham radio, you know. So it's the fun aspect. I like to be high energy and have fun while I'm operating, and I think that's what does it. You know, that's the only thing. You know, I could sit here and have technical conversations and this and that, and that'll appeal to some people, but the average person off the street who knows nothing about this, like, they'll just see people having fun doing something and being like, whoa, that looks like fun, and then they'll get into it, and then, like, you know, a year down the road they'll be interested in the technical conversations, and like that's what we want. But for now, just like you stumble upon it, you see some people like bantering back and forth, having a good time, that's it. That's entirely what this stream is about. W2BTK.
All right, hold on. Do I got this? All right, I think I got it. So, let me ask you a question. The technological aspect of this, the electronics, what got you started when you were young? When I was young, I honestly have no idea what got me started, but I was fascinated with Radio Shack, 151 electronics kits. I was fascinated with taking things apart. There wasn't a Christmas present that I got that I didn't take apart to figure out how it worked. And that was me at 5 years old. I mean, it was like almost like an instinctual thing, and I'm not sure why, because my father was certainly not technically capable. So I'm curious what you think kind of led you into it.
Well, I was kind of the same way when I was like, 4 years old. My parents left me alone, and I had unplugged the VCR and completely dismantled it, like taken apart and laid the parts on the floor. So there was always that little bit of electronics curiosity. In college, I started screwing around with electronic stuff. I didn't get into amateur radio till like maybe 2.5, 3 years ago. But I was on the CB for like the past 10 years. You know, I had my technician license, but I didn't give a damn about getting on repeaters and all that. I didn't use it. I was on the CB. So like my buddy's dad growing up, right? Like I'd always go over to my friend's house, and he's a big ham. He had his whole ham station there in the living room. You had to walk past it like all the time. You know, I knew about it. Like it was, okay, ham radio. I didn't care about it. All I knew was like when we were trying to play Super Nintendo and he was on a net or something, he would blare over the speakers and crap and like chase us out of the living room because we were making too much noise. That was ham radio for me. But then that same friend was like, yo, here's a CB radio, put it in your car. Like I'm going to put one in my car and let's see how far we can drive away from each other and still hear each other. And I was like, oh, okay. So we were doing that, and then like that CB ended up staying there, and I was driving to work, and I'd hear all these guys on Channel 19 raising hell, like just cutting up, having a great time, like messing with truckers and this and that. I was like, holy crap, this is hilarious. And then I would try to talk to them, and nobody could hear me, and I was like, dude, these guys are so strong. I need more power. So like that's when it began. I was like, okay, let me find out about coax and amplifiers and this and that. Like, what do I need? And like I just started building up my CB crap until I had like a powerful signal. Then I got out there and had fun. I messed with people. Like that was my existence on CB. I was just messing with people and I was having a great time. It was fun, you know, but I was forced to learn about like how to put together a station. So like it just got bigger and more amplifiers and this and that till I was running a Suburban with 4 Lee Neville alternators and a 3CX6000 box with a 6-element array. And I was just like, all right, this is cool. And then like I started like hearing people with better audio, like that sounded like FM stations, and I was like, holy crap, what the hell are they doing? And I was like, all right, like, yeah, like lots of watts is cool, but I want to sound like that. And so like I started getting into that, and I met Dave, and he was like, here's a Johnson Viking 2, like, here's a schematic, you need to externally modulate that thing, like, here's a pile of junk, like, see if you can figure it out, you know. So I put that together, and I got on the air with, like, some hi-fi stuff, and then, like, eventually I hit a wall. I was like, yo, CB sucks. Like, I finally got, like, a decent receiver, and I tuned in. People were like, yeah, there's lots of good AM on 3875. Like, check that out some night. So I was like, okay. And I, like, tuned in on my CB dipole, and I heard, like, Clark and Bob and, like, probably you and, like, other people, and I was like, holy crap, like, these guys have huge signals, and they all sound so good. And I was like, that's it. I'm getting my general. And, like, maybe a month later, I showed up on 3885 with this Viking 2, and that was, like, 2.5 years ago. So that's the whole story, W2BTK.
And CB sucks.
I literally have in my logbook the first evening you got on, and it was quite funny. But yeah, I guess if you had to sum it up, I mean, the one key word is curiosity, and that's a problem because, you know, you're kind of an oddity. Not everybody is as curious about, well, everything as you are, or most people, or people that are in this hobby are. Curiosity is a big thing, and I don't know why, but it seems like, you know, I'm kind of involved with the school district here, and I get involved with young people a lot, and it's like, man, you show them, like, I mean, I have a pretty cool ham shack. They come in here, and granted, you know, I didn't hand build everything. I only hand built some of it, but they come in here and they look at it, and they're like, you know, so what can I play on the iPad? And it's like, really? There's so much fun stuff to do here, and you want to play around with an iPad? That's a tough thing to fix. How do you fix that?